I'm Melissa.
Standing here in the driveway of this once idyllic cabin, watching my sister drive away, I'm filled with a mix of anger, guilt, and a strange sense of liberation. The words, "You've ruined our vacation," still echo in my ears, but now, as the dust settles, I can't help but wonder how we got here. Growing up in a well-to-do family in New York, I was the free, spirited one, always the center of attention. With my charm and outgoing personality, I could make friends anywhere. My parents, Victor and Amelia, adored me. Dad, a successful businessman, was always proud of my social skills, and Mom, a kind-hearted art teacher, would spoil me with little gifts. My sister, Lily, on the other hand, was the responsible one. While I was out partying and making memories, she was buried in books, maintaining a perfect GPA, and helping Mom around the house. As we grew older, these roles only became more defined. I hopped from one major to another in college, and Dad funded every change, without a second thought. After graduation, I spent a year traveling in Asia, living the dream. Meanwhile, Lily worked part-time through college, got a degree in finance, and landed a high-pressure job at a prestigious firm. Her achievements were acknowledged with a simple pat on the back, while my adventures were celebrated with big dinners. The past couple of years have been tough on Mom. She was diagnosed with heart problems, which required daily medication and regular check-ups. Dad was often busy with work, so the responsibility of taking care of Mom fell on Lily. I'd call to check in, but my life in Miami with my marketing job and an active social circle kept me occupied. I'd ask about Mom, and then quickly shift the conversation to my latest dating escapades. 3 months ago, during one of our rare family dinners, I came up with the idea of a family vacation. Mom had been looking so down, and I thought a change of scenery would do us all good. "Let's rent that cabin in Vermont that the Smiths went to last year," I said excitedly. "It's by a beautiful lake, and we can all just relax." Dad nodded eagerly, and Mom's face lit up for the first time in ages. Lily hesitated. Summer was her busiest time at work, and taking time off would be a hassle. Plus, she was worried about Mom's health. But seeing Mom's hopeful expression, she kept her concerns to herself. "Great, it's settled," I declared, pulling out my phone. "I'll look into booking it next week." But as the weeks passed, the actual planning fell to Lily. I sent her some links to the cabin rental, but I never followed through with the booking. Dad talked about fishing, but he didn't do any research. Mom was too excited and too tired to help much. So Lily took over, making all the arrangements, from booking the cabin to researching nearby hospitals and planning meals that would suit Mom's diet. 2 days before we were supposed to leave, I panicked. I'd completely forgotten to request vacation days. I called Lily, practically begging her to call the cabin and reschedule. She was firm, saying she'd already made all the arrangements based on the original dates and that it was hard to get time off from work. After a tense conversation, I decided to take unpaid time off, making it seem like I was sacrificing so much. The night before our departure, I packed my bags haphazardly, excited for the fun ahead. Little did I know that this vacation would turn into a nightmare. On the day of our departure, we were supposed to leave at 8 a.m. to avoid traffic. But I was late. I couldn't decide what to wear, and then realized I needed to stop for coffee. By the time I arrived at my parents' house, it was 9:10 a.m. Dad took my bags without a word, but I noticed he had to rearrange everything Lily had carefully packed. Finally, we were on the road. I claimed the front passenger seat, saying I got car sick in the back. The drive was beautiful as the city gave way to the countryside. Dad played his favorite old rock tunes, and I chatted animatedly about my friends and work. Lily sat in the back with Mom, keeping an eye on her. Around noon, we stopped at a diner. Mom checked her blood pressure, and Lily carefully reviewed the menu for suitable options. She suggested a grilled chicken salad for Mom. I rolled my eyes. "Come on, Lily, let Mom eat what she wants. We're on vacation." Mom quickly interjected, saying the salad sounded perfect. When our food arrived, I complained about my steak. I'd asked for medium rare, but it was well done. I called the server over and demanded a replacement, delaying our meal. After lunch, we continued our journey. I dozed off in the front seat, while Lily and Mom played word games in the back. As we got closer to the cabin, I felt a sense of anticipation. When we finally arrived, the cabin was even more beautiful than the pictures. It was perched on a hill overlooking the lake, surrounded by tall trees. I immediately claimed the room with the lake view. Dad and Mom took the master bedroom, and Lily got the small room at the back. That evening, Dad managed to get the grill working, and we had a simple dinner of grilled chicken and vegetables. Mom said it was a wonderful idea, and I beamed, taking all the credit without mentioning Lily's hard work. The next morning, I slept in while Lily prepared a big breakfast. Mom joined her in the kitchen, looking refreshed. Dad was eager to go fishing. We'd planned to go on a hike after breakfast, but I completely forgot. When I finally emerged from my room at 10:45 a.m., the temperature had already risen. Lily said we'd have to shorten the route because it was too hot, especially for Mom. I frowned. I really wanted to see the lookout point mentioned in the cabin guide. During the hike, Mom started to slow down. Lily suggested we take a break. After that, the rest of the hike was slow, with more frequent breaks. When we got back to the cabin, Mom went to lie down. Lily checked her blood pressure and found it a bit high. That afternoon, while Lily was planning the next day's activities, I met some guys by the lake. They were locals with a boat and invited me to go out with them. I was excited. I mentioned it at dinner, saying I might not join them for the lighthouse tour the next day. Mom looked disappointed, and Lily couldn't hold back. "Lily, we came here for a family vacation, and you're already making separate plans," she said firmly. I snapped back at her, telling her not to be so controlling. Dad intervened, but his tone was milder than if Lily had spoken to me that way. The third morning, I was gone before anyone woke up. I'd taken the car without telling anyone and went out with my new friends. When I got back in the afternoon, I found the atmosphere tense. Dad was angry because I'd taken the car without permission and Mom's emergency medication was in the car. They'd had to cancel the boat tour they'd planned for days because of me. I tried to defend myself, saying I didn't know about the medication and thought the boat tour was the next day. But Lily was furious. She said we'd had to hire a taxi to get to a pharmacy to get Mom's emergency medication and that I'd ruined the boat tour. Dad tried to mediate, but I could tell he was also disappointed in me. The fourth day, I planned a picnic and invited my new friends without asking anyone. When they arrived, things got even worse. One of the guys started giving Mom some crazy health advice, and I stupidly backed him up. As the afternoon went on, they got drunk and started causing a ruckus. Mom wasn't feeling well, and Lily insisted we go back to the cabin. I was embarrassed and angry at Lily for ruining my fun. That evening, my friends wanted to come back to the cabin. I said yes, but Lily and Dad were against it. There was a huge argument, and in the end my friends left, and I stormed off to my room. The next morning, Dad suggested we go to the lighthouse. But I'd made plans with my friends to go to a hidden beach. When Mom and Lily tried to convince me to stay, I lost my temper. Lily finally snapped and told me all the things she'd been holding back for years. She said she'd planned the whole vacation, taken care of Mom, and I'd done nothing but cause problems. I was shocked and hurt. I shouted back at her, telling her she was just jealous of my fun. Mom then stood up and said she wasn't fine. She said this vacation was supposed to be a relaxing time for her, but instead, she'd been stressed because of me. In that moment, I realized how selfish I'd been. But my pride got the better of me, and I lashed out even more. Lily said she was leaving the next morning. I told her she was being childish, but deep down I knew she was right. After Lily left, I sat alone in my room, thinking about everything that had happened. I realized that I'd taken my family for granted, especially Lily. I'd always expected them to accommodate me, and I'd never really thought about their needs. The next day, Mom had a health scare. Dad took her to the doctor, and I wasn't there. When I finally found out, I felt terrible. I realized that I'd missed an opportunity to show that I cared. When Lily came back, I saw the concern in her eyes. I apologized to her and Mom, and for the first time I really meant it. The last 2 days of the vacation were filled with cautious reconciliation. I tried to be more helpful, and Dad started to hold me more accountable. Back home, things have changed. 3 months after the vacation, We had a family dinner. Mom's health has improved, and our family dynamic has shifted. Dad consults Lily on important decisions. Mom is more open about her needs, and I'm trying to be more considerate. I've learned that standing up for myself doesn't mean ignoring the needs of my family. And sometimes, the most important thing is to admit when you're wrong and make amends. This vacation, which I thought was ruined, has actually brought us closer together in the end.